Hey there, everyone. I think we're live.
I think it's just still waiting for hard forking.
Okay, no, we are live. Welcome along, everybody. Sorry, we're a few minutes late here. There's been a lot of admin to do because we've got a lot of prizes for you today and a very special guest joining us again. Jiho, how are you, sir?
You're on mute, buddy.
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for inviting me. And yeah, it seems like the channel is doing really well, and you guys both look happy and healthy. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
Cool, man.
Absolutely.
Glad
Good
to
to
have
have you
you.
back. Welcome back, Mr. Gonzo.
Thank you, sir.
Probably one of the more prolific members of the Axie community. We've obviously done a lot of videos on you on the project. There's links below for anyone new that wants to learn how to use it, step-by-step guides and so forth. But before we sort of get into it and let everyone know about the prizes that are on offer today, I was looking back at some of our old videos and some of your stats. You guys are breaking records on pretty much every metric. Your active daily users have doubled since we last spoke a couple of months ago. Amazing. I mean, for people that are just interested in price, I mean, the value of the AXS token, the land, it's all going through the roof. So, Jiho, I mean, but maybe before we sort of get into the nitty gritty, I just wanted to make this content interesting for people that maybe don't know so much about Axie that are finding this video at some point. So could you give us a bit of an overview of what it's all really about in quite simple terms for people that aren't familiar with the project?
Yeah, sure. So Axie Infinity is a virtual world full of these cute but uh, pretty fierce pets called Axies. You can battle them, collect them. So it's kind of familiar in some ways to something like Pokemon and Tamagotchi. But the secret sauce, the thing that makes it kind of unique and special, is that we use blockchain technology and non-fungible tokens, NFTs, which is becoming kind of a well-known thing now, where we basically use blockchain to empower our players by allowing the in-game economy to be a real money economy by default. So people can freely trade and sell their assets to anyone, anywhere in the world. But we take it a bit step further than that. We let our players actually earn tokens or cryptocurrencies just by playing the game. One of those tokens is AXS or Axis, and that is a governance token that actually has been designed to be a little slice of the entire game or universe. So the company or the entity building Axie from the beginning only owns around 20% of the game and the ecosystem. We're giving out the other 80% through quests and by playing the game and building things on top of Axie, right? So our bet is that we would rather own 20% of something that's huge, that's worth billions, rather than 100% of something that's destined to remain small. And what we see is that blockchain technology turns users into fanatics, right? They feel like they're owners because they are owners. They really have a skin in the game. So yeah, that's Axie.
That's awesome. Now, on that note, it's all about sort of play to earn. I mean, for me, the amazing thing about blockchain, especially on the Ethereum network, we're seeing so many of these, or the early stages of this whole ecosystem where you're effectively going to be able to almost like universal basic income, derive an income from everything you're doing. I mean, it's quite incredible, and you guys are one of the better examples of this. I mean, you're a really early innovator in what's going to be quite commonplace in a number of years. So it's a real pleasure to be talking with you and having you on the channel again. Now, all these people that have shown up for this live stream are obviously very interested in Axie, but if you don't know, we're going to be giving away a number of prizes here today: 50 AXS tokens, 1,000 SLP, one Axie, and we're also going to give away a scholarship. So we'll do that periodically throughout the show. Now, at this point, I'm going to hand over to my co-host, Mr. Gonzo, because part of my role today is to fill in the Excel spreadsheet with all your names in the live chat. So I'm going to that's going to sort of distract me a wee bit here. So, Mr. Gonzo, I'm going to hand it over to you, and if you can play host today for us, take it away, sir.
Sweet. Yeah. Glad you can make it. I wanted to start, like, if we just start like broad strokes, you know, like let's talk about what's happening in crypto, you know, and then we can dial it down to what's happening in Ethereum and then further down like that. And then what you see happening, and like, you know, it seems so bullish right now. You know, everybody's tweeting about crypto, and you're getting all these corporate flip-flops, guys that were like so against Bitcoin, and now they're all like, oh, we just keep buying more and more, putting it on our asset sheets. And then you're seeing them, you know, weeks later, oh, I'm into Ethereum now, you know, like, oh, DeFi. And then the next step, oh, I'm into NFTs, right? And now it seems like we're going NFTs, and they're just cutting out the rest of crypto. We're getting people tweeting about NFTs, and they don't even really know about crypto, right? So I don't know. It's just, what are you seeing? What's going on?
I mean, it's always amazing to see what you've dreamed about unfold in real time. So yeah, it's happening. I think the difference this cycle is that the crypto rabbit hole has gotten much deeper. It's gotten more interesting, right? So in the past, when people got, you know, interested in crypto, it's like, okay, you can hold, right? You can buy and you can hold, you can tweet. Right. There wasn't much to do, right? But this time, you know, we're starting to really see these applications get more fleshed out. And that's what actually is necessary to retain users, right? Crypto needs its AOL moment where you have something that's user friendly that basically gets rid of the cyclical nature of adoption, right? So, you know, we were having adoption on a 4-year, basically, you know, on a 4-year cycle. That was basically kind of being determined, I think, you know, maybe by the halving. But in the future, crypto adoption is going to be like internet adoption, where it just goes up and up and up as more useful applications are built on top of it. So gaming obviously is going to be huge. You know, now we're seeing art, collectibles, and, you know, obviously finance, right? So every single major industry that you know, every industry is going to be, you know, disrupted by this in some way. And those that involve money, which is basically all industries, right? I think are good candidates. So yeah, it's been amazing to see. Yeah, I think there are some kind of unique characteristics to this cycle that we haven't really seen before.
Yeah, one of the big ones I was looking at that I saw was like, you know, people like Paris Hilton, like minting NFTs and like selling out, making millions of bucks in like 48 hours or whatever, you know, selling like voice messages or like, you know, autographs as NFTs, right? And it's crazy. Like I was explaining this to a friend of mine, you know, before, to be an art collector, right, you'd have to do the legwork. You'd have to go to the galleries. You'd have to find, you know, be in a major city, find the hub, like explore all these paintings, go see them. You'd have to buy it. You'd have to put the money out. You'd have to figure out shipping, take possession, right? And then you want to flip it. Well, then you have to find another gallery to show it. And then you get, you know, like blah, 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 on and on and on. Now, you can do it faster than sending an email. Like, holy shit. You just go online, find an online marketplace. Oh, I like it. Buy it, flip it 10 minutes later. There's none of the taking possession, shipping, you know.
You can even own a fraction, right? It's like, I personally, like, you know, I don't, I personally, like, in terms of art, like, I just own B20, right? Which is like the fractionalized peoples. Then it's like, okay, I just have instant liquidity, in and out. It's really simple. Cause yeah, man, I mean, you know, Ethereum is really expensive to use these days, but shipping and handling is expensive too, right? Like going to a art opening is expensive. Getting your cards graded by PSA, right, is expensive. People lose $100,000 Pokemon cards in the mail all the time, right? And so yeah, it's just obvious. It's just so obvious. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm just here. We're building, and we see the future crystal clear.
I'm kind of seeing, like, the end, one of the end points maybe of NFTs is that you're actually the prime NFT will actually have a physical item, you know, because it's easy to get the digital items, right? But those physical items, that'll be like the true, like one of a kind, rare NFT, right?
Yeah, like redeem. So yeah, making it redeemable or making it so that only the owner, can claim something physical. I think it's cool. But I mean, personally, like I can't have anything that's physical. Like
Yeah.
I live in so many different places, and I think that's going to be the trend. So physical stuff, like what am I? I have to give that to my parents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
My
Like,
parents
I
have the
think
same
that's that's going to be the trend. So like, yeah, I'm less interested in physical stuff. Like, one of the reasons that actually made sense to me is that, you know, I had a dog and I had to give it to my parents because, I was moving to Vietnam. And then my parents, like, they couldn't travel anymore. They couldn't even come see me in Vietnam because they had the dog, right? So like I also just see Axie as the future of pets, like digital pets.
We just got a bunch of Axies instead, replaced Rover with an Axie.
Yeah, people, I think some people might think that that's heartless, but I think that there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of emotion in the connections that people have with their Axies.
Yeah, no doubt. No, speaking of traveling, I hear you're in a nice place there. You want to share?
Oh yeah, I had to do a visa run.
Oh, that's a horrible visa run where you're at. Shit, man. That's
So yeah,
awesome.
I'm in the Maldives right now because it's the only place in the world that doesn't have the 2-week quarantine, I believe. So
Oh, really?
Of course.
My wife just took note of that one. That's hilarious. That's funny. Really? That's good to know. Sean, you're gonna have to stop in the Maldives on the way back, hey?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you were saying before. I mean, I'm somebody that's sort of flitted around this planet for about 10, 15 years now. I can pretty much put everything I own in one bag. And yeah, that is the trend where people's lives are sort of completely moving online. I mean, I don't know if I'm swapping a cat or a dog for an online pet just yet. I totally see where you're coming from on that one. Yeah, Jordan, I'll
awesome.
hand it
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
you. I'm,
Great, like,
I'm scribbling away hundreds of names here, people. So I'm just making sure of getting you all on the draw. We're going to give away our first prize very shortly. So I'm not being rude, ignoring these guys, but I'll hand it back to you guys.
yeah, it's
I'm
really cool to see so many people, from the Axie community in the audience. Wesley Ronald, or as I like to say, Ron Weasley. Ken Loom made a really good
Oh yeah.
point about the Fuocious drop. I believe he
Yep.
basically made like these NFT shoes that I think are actually redeemable or have a chance of getting physical shoes. So we're already seeing some really cool experiments.
Yeah. Actually,
Um,
I got a good one about that. I'm just working with another company doing some NFTs, and what they're doing is, have you heard of Utility Zero, the zero utility token? Is that basically what we're doing? Is we're printing the NFT as a baseball card, a high quality print, and then it's getting the plastic case, and then inside that case there's an RFID chip implanted that connects to your wallet. So it's you're like
yeah.
you
We
have
actually made prototypes. We made prototypes for doing this back in 2017 or back in 2018. So it's something that we've been thinking about. It's just, the timing has to be right. The execution has to be right.
like
I
a
think we
3D,
want to work with like some major vinyl toy company,
and you have the
and
chip
do
inside the
physical
vinyl.
Axie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of tried to dunk on physical stuff as well, but actually, I'm a big. I think it's going to be an important part of our ecosystem as well.
Yeah, it'll just be the evolution, right? Like it'll be like the clout sweat, like showing off kind of thing, right? I think it'll go reverse again, right back to the beginning. So we earlier you mentioned, like ETH is expensive, right? And what I really like about Axie is that, you guys are like 4 or 5 steps ahead, right? Gas is killing everything. It's so expensive, it's slow. And here you guys are like on the verge of rolling out layer 2, which is a hot topic that we've been talking about a lot, and how to solve these problems with the gas and onboarding new people when you got to pay like 25 or $30 for a transaction. especially like something like Axie, you know, where if you're playing to earn, you know, you're making 5, 10, $15 a day or something, and the gas costs are like prohibitive to cashing out, right? So can you just talk a little bit about what you guys come in there? Because you know, I'm sure you're watching the chat there. That's a very common question. When Ronin? When Ronin? When Ronin? When Ronin? So we can
When
get this one out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, you know, for those that aren't familiar, Ronin is a scaling solution built specifically for Axie Infinity. So this means that it will now become very easy, smooth, and fun without expensive gas fees to play Axie. And so this is going to be a major improvement for the user experience. And actually, Ronin is already live. It's live for land and land items. The big event that everyone is really excited about is the rollout of phase 2, which will basically port Axies over to Ronin. And so this is going to be a massive upgrade in the user experience. It's going to just, I think, be a landmark moment for the community. In terms of when, yeah, I think that Q2, Q2 is a fair estimate. I think Trung recently said, like, you can think of May as like our internal goal, with an understanding that, you know, like it's this stuff like this at this scale with a community of users that we have. It's, you know, all this stuff. Usually when we do something, it's like never been done before. So, you know, it's like Tesla, right? Like they give estimates, but
Yeah.
it's difficult.
Yeah. A little Easter egg I noticed there when you connect your Ronin wallet. There was the main thing. It says 0 RON. So we got another token coming. It looks like, right?
Yeah. So, you know, we're looking at, you know, I think it's just like with Axie, right? Like we didn't have a governance token. We built up a community, we got usage, and then we added the token later to, you know, kind of scale up and kind of pour oil on the fire. So yes, the way that I see it is that Ronin, you know, we can have Ronin without the token, get a lot of traction, get people using it, and then figure out the best way to implement the token afterwards. Does it make sense, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
you see that.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Kind of like what Uniswap did, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, I mean, it's the playbook for. It's, you know, it's the playbook for a lot of good applications in the space, right? Like you should be able to get traction for your products without an ERC20, and then you add on the ERC20, you know, as extra rocket fuel.
The, you know, the shitcoiners or the maxis would say that that's just, you know, total shitcoinery, printing money, you know, like that's not how it's supposed to be, right? Printing money out of thin air, right? But there's value in it, right? Like if you have a user base and they have a use for it and it's got value, then why not, right? Like, come on. It's not going to be one coin to rule them all. There's going to be different tokens for different applications and different areas, you know, different specialties. So I'm all in.
I mean, I think, yeah, there will be, you know, I mean, already you see that there's SLP, there's Axis, and then there's even the sharded Axie tokens. There's WOA. There are many different tokens within the ecosystem, and I think that, you know, they're going to be
let me just jump in there, because obviously we're giving away some tokens today. So we've got the AXS token and the SLP token plus an Axie. So do you guys just want to maybe explain what the difference in these tokens are, what they do?
Sure.
Yeah. So basically, so SLP is a potion used to breed Axies. That's its, you know, that's its only purpose.
Secret love potion.
The love potion, small love potions. You know, that's, you know, very accessible. Anyone can, you know, just farm it or earn it by playing. Axis is our governance token. We actually have, you can earn Axis right now by placing at the top of the leaderboard. So Axis is a little bit more exclusive. It's more kind of, you know, you need play really skillfully or build something cool for the ecosystem. We have an ecosystem fund. as well. And basically, Axis is a slice of the universe. In the future, we'll have staking, and basically all of the fees. So the marketplace commission, even future land sales, the breeding fee, all these fees will go into a pool. It's called the community treasury, but I also like to think of it as the infinity pool. And basically, from this pool, it will distribute all those fees out to the people holding the Axis tokens. So basically, this means that our game will really be have stakeholders that are the players of the game. So we want Axie to be the first game that's actually owned by the community that plays it. And Axis is kind of our tool to achieve that mission. So then,
what's been the? I'm sure Mr. Gonzo can tell us what's been the price appreciation of that thing since you launched. It's just been stratospheric, isn't it?
Yeah, 10 cents pre-sale, 250 right now, 25x. And it's funny, I talked to J-Ho here on Telegram, and he was taking shots at Stefano. Hey, what about that one guy that said it wasn't going to do anything? So Stefano, that's a bit of a jab there. Stefano's, no, we got to wait for the airdrop. I'm not touching it till the airdrop. Even the best.
Oh, I don't know. Stefano gave us a great strategy for when to buy it.
Yeah, he just didn't know when.
Didn't work.
Yeah, I ignored him. I've been buying.
I know you did.
Still waiting for my airdrop.
Hey, I remember last time you came on. Stefano is like the biggest Axie bull, but then he was like, "Oh, like it's not going to go up until staking comes out or something like that."
Yeah.
I think it was. I think his thinking was around an airdrop or something rather.
Yeah. So we're gonna have the airdrop, pretty much closer to the launch of staking. I think staking is like, it's one of the next things in the pipipeline. As Scott, I want there's someone named Scott in the audience, and I want to give him 50 AXS. That can be also for me. That can be extra because Scott has given me some really good advice. I've been reading all the comments. I'm a pretty good multitasker, and Scott
which Scott are you talking about here? Because I think we've got two. We've got
Scott
Harvey.
Mice.
Scott Myers. Okay.
Wow, nice one, J-Ho.
Sorry to Scott Harvey. He probably got really excited.
Basically, his advice is to always just give a pipeline.
A pipeline.
Okay, he says forget about the airdrop. Anyways, he says just communicate a pipeline of stuff in production that's being built rather than giving a dated roadmap. And I think that's I think that's really important.
Yeah, and exactly what's coming next, what's after that, right?
There you go, viewers. A completely random prize. Woo. In addition to
so if Scott Mice, if you want 50 AXS, let me know. He said forget about the airdrop. My bags are full. Forgot about the airdrop. My eggs are okay. So maybe crypto stamina. Okay, I'll reach out to you, man.
Nice. I like that strategy. Like you mentioned that the AXS won't drop until staking is closer. Excellent strategy to prevent your mass dumping with the airdrop, because it's still crypto. People are still trying to make money regardless of there's a lot of people that are doing this to make money, to make a living. So if you drop, I don't know what the value is going to be, but if you drop $100 or $1,000 on them, they're going to be like, oh, I can pay my rent for the next month, right? So,
on that note, Jordan, why don't you tell us about some of the people that you've given scholarships to, your interactions with them, what their experiences have been?
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing, actually. So I just started, we had the 3 teams for hard forking, and then I have a bunch of other Axies where I've started another. So I've got 8 scholars now, and they're all from countries where they're not as well off financially, and the economic system is very turbulent. Places like Venezuela, the Philippines, Algeria, right? So I've got 5 people from Venezuela, and it actually was really cool because the one player, she's doing really well. Her name's Larissa Lou on in Discord. She's my superstar, man. She's killing it. So she was like, she was doing so well, and she was like really taken to it. I said, do you know anybody else? You got any friends? She's like, oh, actually, really? Is that really? I said, yeah. If you're gonna be around them and you're gonna train them and help, sure, why not? So she's like, okay, yeah, my boyfriend Jesus, he wants to play too. I said, okay, cool. So I do this little test where I'll give everybody a stack of Axies and let them kind of, tailor their perfect team. And it kind of shows me where they're thinking and if they've actually done some research, if they've done some homework, or if they're just like, just jumping in for a freebie, right? So the two of them have done really well. They're raking in the SLP. And then I've extended the scholarship program. I don't know if you've heard anything like this, Jeho, but I've started doing like a play to breed program. So they've got their 3 Axies, right? And then I'll pick a fourth Axie that I'll send to them with a low breed count. And then I'll give them the option, like, look, if you make the SLP for the breeding, I'll cover the gas. If you breed 2, I pick one and you get the other one. If you pay enough for 3 breeds or 4 breeds, then you get to pick one and I get the other 3. So
it's awesome, man. You're like a philanthropist. I think that's one of the cool things about Axie actually is it allows people to make real connections, help people in a way that there's dignity of work and fulfillment, right? It's because like what I don't like about like obviously I love like nonprofits and charity and helping the world, but for me like I just don't like to just hand out money. Like I like to do it in like I like to help people, right? Like the cool thing about it is like if you give someone 3 Axies, it's not like you're giving them a handout. It's like you're giving them it's like the teach a man to fish thing, right? You're giving them something that has the ability to serve as an additional supplementary or even a main income stream, depending on where they are. So it actually really helps me to hear these stories and how people like interact with the product, and that's amazing, man. Thank you so much.
Speaking of which, Jeho, I want to give away something else. Again, I was just talking with Mr. Gonzo before the show, and we've noticed one of our community members is just super active, and we really like the attitude. So we want to give you a scholar team and your name. I don't want to mispronounce it. I need to find you again. Where are you? But I was
going to get it.
Believe it's a lady. Jazzy Rockers.
Yeah, all right.
We love you, whoever you are. It's we love your spirit. You're in there talking to people the whole time, helping out here. We never asked you to do that, so just awesome. So I will be in touch with you after the stream, and we'll arrange a team for you.
New scholar. All right. That's cool. Super awesome. Congratulations.
So Jeho, what else is on the horizon that you maybe want to share with the audience at this point?
We are really hard at work on upgrading our battle system, Battles V2, which is basically what we're calling it. Ubisoft has played the game and they said that it was a massive improvement over the current experience. So I think that's something to be really excited about. I think it's going to bring in more content creators and make the game more fun as well. And the more fun it is, the more people are playing, the stronger the economy gets. So it's just all an amazing cycle. So I'm super excited about that. We're also looking at upgrading the marketplace, right? So the marketplace is so key to the economy, the ecosystem. The marketplace, there's a lot of design space there, right? Where leaderboards, collections, basically, NFTs, collecting Axies is a lot about flexing, right? Like, who has the most rare stuff? Who has like the craziest, most lit collection of Axies? We need to know. I think a lot of the design I think could be expanding on that theme. I think obviously with phase 2 out, the marketplace is going to be very smooth, gasless in most cases. I'm super excited about that as well.
Would that extend to like gifting?
Yeah, so basically the way that I think of it is that the gas should be either free or very low at the beginning, and then over time it can be increased. But we're still like we're going to be talking about like cents per transaction, right? So I think like, okay, buying an Axie, right? Like this is my personal take on it. like doing things like buying Axies, breeding Axies, there shouldn't really be a gas cost because you're kind of like helping the ecosystem, right? If there's a gas cost, I would say it's on like withdrawing, right? Like a small thing as you withdraw from the ecosystem, or for selling an Axie, things where you're just basically taking a gain, or maybe even claiming, right? Does that make sense? And
Yep.
then I think all users should start with a certain amount of free transactions to start. This is the way that I'm thinking about it. I'm only one mind within the Ronin token and economics design team. So
I have another question about that in regards to the marketplace. You said that AXS will give you, rights to the fees, right? Does that extend to like secondary markets like open seas where you can sell Axies, or does that only specifically on the Axie marketplace? I'm not sure how that works technically. Like, is it connected to the smart contract of the Axie, or is it based on the actual marketplace?
yeah, sorry, say that again.
Just wondering, like, if the AXS token will give you, a percentage of the fees, does that apply to like other marketplaces as well, like OpenSea?
Yeah, so the way that I'm thinking about it is it will apply to the Axie marketplace. Yeah.
Okay, it's not on the secondaries, right?
So it's like, okay, so maybe the question is like, okay, if there's a marketplace on Ronin that becomes a generalized NFT marketplace, like where do those fees accrue to? Is that kind of the question, or?
Well, there's a lot of Axies being sold on OpenSea, right?
Oh yeah. Actually, so on OpenSea, we take 2.5% of those transactions as well. So.
Okay, and so that would be tied into AXS.
Yeah, and then also it's like once Axies are on Ronin, it might be. I'm not sure if they're going to be on OpenSea as well. Maybe only certain Axies. It's kind of a work in progress on that question.
Okay, cool, nice.
We're going to give away our first prize very shortly, people. I'm just filling in as many names as possible here.
Sean, this is the third prize already, buddy.
So yeah, true. Yeah.
Come on, get with the program.
Third prize, but more to come. So stay with us, people. Please look. Any questions for Jiho? Stick them in the chat as well. I am looking at these as I'm jotting all your names down for these prizes. So any questions? Get them in there for us. Sorry, guys. You two carry on while I get down as many entrants as possible here.
Anybody notice how swaggy Jeff's glasses are? Nice.
My mother-in-law picked these out for me.
Here, Jeff, I got one here. Can we get some information?
You have to wear them.
Can we get some information on mainstream release and how you plan to get new players into the game with the current prices of Axies?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. So first, we have social login, right? So that means Twitter, Facebook, Discord, email, so you won't have to go through this, steps of setting up, a digital wallet before you can play.
Oh, nice. That's a
next, right? We're gonna have free to play soulbound Axies, right? So rather than having to spend $300, hundreds of dollars up front, you can get some free Axies. They'll have highly reduced rewards, maybe 10%, 5%, 10%. Right. So that doesn't make, you're still going to be encouraged, right, over time to upgrade to real Axies, basically. But, you get a little taste of the play to earn, you get a taste for the gameplay. That's why the gameplay upgrade is actually really important as well. And then, right, you join the Discord, you fall in love with the game, and then you're ready to make some larger economic decisions. Also, the current Axies right now are being priced as early ID collectibles. Why? Because there aren't that many Axies. All Axies were born within the first couple of years, maybe under 1 million, even under 5 million. These are all limited edition, basically collectibles, right?
5 million, hey? That's the projections? Wow, that's amazing.
That's my opinion because I have shadowless Pokemon cards. How many shadowless Pokemon cards do you think there are in the world? Like hundreds of millions or something? There's a lot. But yet they're still they're still priced well. Why? Because Pokemon is huge. So if Axie becomes huge, then I think all Axies that are born, in the first couple of years, under a certain ID will be seen as collectible assets. I think that's also why they're being priced like this. So over time, as when Ronin comes, people are going to be breeding a lot. There's going to be a lot more demand, but there's also going to be a lot more supply. So people are going to be breeding a lot. People are going to be buying a lot. There are going to be a lot more Axies churned out. and we're gonna have price discovery in terms of like, the normal floor Axies. That isn't to say that the Axies that currently exist will go down in price. Why? Because as I mentioned, you still have that collectible low ID kind of X factor going for them.
Man, I got
So yeah, does that make sense? So yeah, so basically so we're talking about the mainstream release. So yeah, for the mainstream release, social login, free to play, get onboarded to the ecosystem, more accessible, real Axie prices because of Ronin. Then, okay, like we're going on the app stores, we're going on Google Play, we're going on the iOS. Yeah. So I think that's important. I also think that NFTs are just becoming mainstream right now. Like people are finding us. Why? Because NFTs are blowing up. People are searching for NFTs. So it's like, do the Bitcoin, there's no Bitcoin team, right? Saying like, and people aren't saying, oh, when is, asking someone on a live stream, when is Bitcoin going mainstream, blah, 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 right? That's also like, you have to kind of have that mentality as well with Axie. Axie is a protocol for internet monsters. Like, just because we're the ones who birthed it doesn't mean that, we have some kind of magic power over what happens. Like, I think that, what we're seeing right now is an adoption and a second kind of adoption cycle within the last, 9 months or whatever that, we didn't expect until after Ronin came and was fully operational, right? So the market, like, we're all we can try and be is the best community, the best NFT gaming product, and then people find us.
Ride the wave.
You're doing a pretty good job of that. That's for sure. Right?
Yeah,
should we give away the first, not the first prize, as you mentioned, Mr. Gonzo, another prize?
Sean, one more question here.
Sure. Go for it.
Like you mentioned the App Store and the Google Store, right? I guess that will be connected when Ronin releases. It's all gonna kind of phase 2, because actually it's beta right now, right? It's not actually a full release yet, even.
Yeah. So what is the question about? What release?
When do you see it going on the Google Play Store and like?
Okay. Yeah. I would say like, I mean, yeah, it's in the pipeline, right? So it's after. So like, I'll just say after Ronin is fully released.
Yeah.
After we have Battles V2 and Soulbound Axies. After we have access staking and play to earn. Okay. Then and after we have relationships with some of the largest streamers in the world, which is something that we're going to start building out. And we've actually fielded a lot of like inquiries about like, oh, like we have millions of followers on Twitch or whatever, and we're looking to start streaming NFT games. We actually, in those situations, we say, hey, like, you could start playing now, but it's going to be a lot more effective if you do it when the barriers to entry are lower. So let's just stay in touch until the Tinder is ready to be lit.
Nice. Cool.
Absolutely. Okay, people. Another prize. So obviously, a lot of people had registered on Twitter and in the Discord. Moving forward here, every week, if you can enter multiple times on the different platforms. So I'll make this as quick as possible so we can get back to the chat. But effectively, I've got a list of, and I'll keep adding to this during the show as more people show up. We're going to give away the main prize to a live viewer. But first, we'll do the 1,000 SLP. So I've got I need to do a screen share. So I've got an Excel spreadsheet, people. I've also got a list of everyone that's in the live chat. I've got a bit budget and had to do it by hand because it's just going to be too difficult to be filling it in. So we're going to use a random number generator very quickly here. So let me just double check how many people. So it's 180. Can you guys see my screen? No, you can't at the moment, can you?
Jeho, about what you said earlier, you said soul-based Axies? Is that
soul-bound? So basically it means that they're non-transferable, non-tradable, not NFT, not tokenized.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Okay, so it'll just be like, they'll still have like, will it be unique, like one of a kind, or are they going to be like your standard, like?
I think they would be like more like, okay, like, like Pikachu, Squirtle, right? Pikachu, Squirtle, Charmander, right? It's kind of like creates like a set
Right.
user, you create a set kind of, onboarding experience for people. So I
Right.
think,
It's almost like a scholarship team right now, right? Like
yeah,
there's
it's basically you get a scholarship, right? But it's
always the
a
same
mini
thing.
scholarship
Yeah.
that's free and easier to get started, but with drastically reduced onboarding, right? Or yeah, with drastically reduced rewards as well.
Right. Yeah, because when you see like the team makeups, right, you can spot a scholarship from a mile away because it's always your plant, your beast, your backdoor bird, right? And they've always got the same abilities. And people
Yeah,
figure out
kind of. Yeah, that's true. That's true, right? It's like, yeah, they go with the very cookie cutter, standard, meta. And I think something like that is important.
Yeah.
I'll also say that, that meta is that combo was bred when gas was really low. So it's just like that was what was factory produced at, when breeding was possible. If people could breed right now, like would the scholarship teams look a little bit different? Like I think so, because the meta has changed a little bit. So.
I know mine have. I'm really into that. Like finding these little like niche combos of cards with another niche combo of cards, like 2 or 3 axes together that work like dynamically. And it's like, oh, those are shitty axes, but you put them together on a team, and it's like, whoa, watch out.
It's really fun to do that kind of stuff, right? It's like I prefer, even sometimes I'll sacrifice a little bit of win rate just to have a team that's more unique and more fun to play. So.
Yeah, me too. Me too, totally. I got my all albino lizards. That's
That's amazing.
all white.
I like I think the meta is in a relatively good spot right now. I think I think the last so one of the things we're always looking at data, always trying to figure out what little tweaks we can make, and I think it's it's going pretty well. There are a lot of like really annoying aspects of the battle system that I think need to be that basically will be kind of tweaked and fixed in V2. Sorry,
where
Sean.
Where is the game the most popular globally? What are sort of the top 3 countries that?
Yeah. So it's definitely the Philippines is the #1 market, I think that has to do with because first of all, like the play to earn phenomenon has really become a thing there. There are a lot of content creators. With CoinDesk wrote an article like singling out the Philippines. Leia from CoinDesk and Farsus she's really amazing. She wrote an amazing article. She met the players. So there's Gabby. So we have a lot of just amazing community members and contributors that are based in the Philippines, and it's really
Filipinos are fantastic people in general. Actually, I've got a lot of Filipino friends. Hell of a lot. Yeah, they're good.
That's amazing. Yeah,
they're the best.
And I think
they
it's
always
also
seem to be happy. Great people.
Yeah, there's mobile gaming is huge there, right? There's so much traffic, and I think like mobile gaming is huge in the Philippines. And then otherwise, like Indonesia is really big, India is big, Venezuela is big, and then obviously we have our collectors and the bigger players from the U.S., from Europe, as well. So I mean, Axie is a global movement. That's one thing that I really like is that brings together everyone, right? It's a digital nation, where everyone, they put aside their cultural differences. Nobody cares what physical nation you're from. You're all just part of the Axie Nation. You're all just Lunasians when you come and hang out in Discord and play the game. So I think it's really important. I think that in the future, like we're going to get rid of, these kind of preconceived notions of the nation state, the physical nation state, and move towards opt-in digital nations. So I agree. My academic background is actually in military and economic history. So I very much look at this through the lens of being a nation builder. And not just not being a game developer and not being a cryptocurrency person. Like I kind of look at this as like we're starting a country. What is necessary, right?
What happens when a global currency is debased? What's next? Right? You get chaos.
I think that's going to be pretty region specific. But I mean, but that really was actually what attracted me to Bitcoin initially. We've throughout history we've sort of had the church and the state were one, that split. Then we've had the monetary system and the state sort of very 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 intertwined, and basically with Bitcoin and now the evolution of crypto on the blockchain space. That's that separation of state and money. We're not there yet, but we're getting there, and it's it's projects like Axie that are doing exactly that. We're not gonna be talking about the USD, the New Zealand dollar, the peso, etc. in the future.
Bitcoin.
It's going to be, yeah.
I got another cool story actually from one of my scholars. It was around Valentine's Day or whatever, and my scholar's like, "Oh, boss, can you help me? I need my can you cash me out? Can you cash me out?" I said, "I don't know. The gas is pretty high right now, man." And he's like, "Oh, my wife, she's got to get a pregnancy check." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So, ate the cost, sent him the thing. He's like, "Oh my God, you saved me. My wife, she went, we got the pregnancy check and it's all good." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
It's something so like, right, that's an awesome story. And the one thing that I'll say, right, is like I've heard so many crazy things that I'm sure some of them are fabricated and some of them are true, and it's hard to know. I think like giving people that the benefit of the doubt sometimes can pay off really well. So yeah, man, I mean, I love, I'm not here to make money, I'm here to make freedom. There's so many easier ways in blockchain to make money than going through this 3-year journey that we've gone on. So yeah, it's all about the community, empowering people, and being part of something that's kind of something that's never been done before.
I think the Axie story is absolutely one of the best in blockchain. I mean, I've been living and breathing the space for a number of years now. I was a Bitcoin maxi, and very hoodwinked by that community into no other use for blockchain other than Bitcoin. So it's just been amazing to go on this sort of learning curve in the last couple of years, and coming across your project is very inspiring. I absolutely love what you're doing. And on that note, let's give away some SLP here, people. Kind of the first time we're doing this, so it might all seem a little bit budget with the way we're doing it, but I've got 180 names down here. Let me just do a quick screen share. I'll whip through this as quickly as possible so we can get back to the chat, guys. Screen share.
Yeah.
All on a Excel spreadsheet, and then I've got the live viewers written down here. So we are going to pick a random number generator very quickly. Get that.
You lost the screen share there, Sean.
Yeah, I'm just bringing up the number generator. So 180, we're going to hit generate. Hopefully somebody in the live chat wins. If you don't, stay with us. Obviously, we're going to give away the main prize at the end here, only to a live viewer, so a much smaller group of people. So generate. Number 30.
It just went up 129.
Number 30 is...
Spreadsheet, where is it, Sean? Let's see it.
You're not seeing the...
We just see the number generator.
Okay. Sorry, one moment.
This is usually Stefano's job. He's a bit more adept at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see Stefano in the chat there, egging you on, Sean.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So number 30 is Crypto Urusa 127.
Crypto Usra 127.
Okay. So I'm actually quite pleased to see that person win, whoever you are, because they have actually entered in the 3 possible ways on Twitter and in the Discord. But are they in this chat? I don't know if they are.
We'll find them. We'll track them down.
They do win that first prize. But yeah, if you are currently in the live chat, please say something. Well done. Sorry, guys. Back to the chat. We've got another prize coming up very shortly for you, people. So stay with us. Where were we, Jordan?
I don't know. There was a question in the chat actually from one of my scholars, and his only question was crits. You were talking about modifying, V2 and the changes to the gameplay. Yeah, what's up with that? I know it was taken down a lot from the last version, right?
Yeah. So we reduced the crit rate about 30% across the board, I believe.
It was 30%.
So yeah, it's better. yeah, but yeah, I think like ideally, so I had to talk to the engineers about like basically what would be the simplest, most elegant solution to it. I personally would have loved to be able to make it so that morale also determines the amount of additional damage that crits do. But it was a little bit too complex to add that into the current damp. Right. So right now it's like the morale increases your critical strike chance, but it doesn't have any bearing on the amount of damage that each critical strike does. So ideally, I would want morale to make crits, to increase the amount of damage done by crits and to increase the chance. But it was like not feasible to implement that right now. But yeah, maybe in the future, maybe through Battles V2. I think Battles V2 will also have kind of a different stat system, different crit structure. It's gonna be like almost a different game. Some people are gonna complain, but then they're just gonna have so much more fun that they're gonna be okay with it.
Yeah, I was seeing like the power-ups, like the mythical Axies, I guess they were called.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. So I think like vertical right now, like the progression in Axie is like all about getting more stuff, right? Like expanding your collection. But in the future, it's going to be towards improving your collection, improving your Axies, improving your land. That's going to be the key to driving the economy forward as well. Otherwise, right? So it's like, yeah, you need to. It's like Quadratic Cube, right? It's like condensing stuff down into more valuable stuff rather than just creating more stuff.
hmm.
Um, so yeah, crafting. Yeah, so
Do you think, well, like the leveling system, is that going to carry over? So if you have like that are level 25,
yeah, probably not. Like so the
no?
way that we see it is the PvE levels are very very superficial, very it's not in the blockchain or anything. That's all just the current thing that's on the market, the current experience, the app. That's just we still see that as an alpha. We believe that we believe that Sky Mavis will need to work, or I believe that Sky Mavis will need to work on Axie for about 10 years before we can leave alpha or beta. And once that we've worked on it for 10 years, I think, there will be other game developers, other game studios, and even developers from the community that can basically push forward the development of the game in perpetuity. But I think we still need to do 7 to 10 years of hard work. And right now we're on year 3.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I had a theory that I thought the leveling might carry over. So it was like, my favorite Axies, even if they weren't the best Axies, I wanted to level them up, get some of that mythical action. I'm super interested about that whole like, telling the stories around your Axies, even if they're not the best, like I've got my
Yeah,
ghost.
everyone recognizes their own Axie, right?
Yeah.
It's like because it's actually like people talk about NFT minting platforms, but Axie is actually an NFT minting platform where you're actually birthing an NFT birthing platform, right? Where you're giving, you have this element of creation, right? Over your pets. That's just like totally unique. So
Do you, there's that cool breeding calculator somebody from the community brought up, right? Which is really awesome. I use that thing all the time. Maybe I share it here. So I don't know if everybody has seen this or not, but it's quite cool. You basically put your Axie in from the market number, and then so I've got 2 lizards here. I'm trying to get more tiny tails, and then it gives you like this isn't the actual algorithm that it works on, right, Jeho? But it's mathematical because the guy said it's a disclaimer. It's not 100% accurate, but it gives you a good idea. So
I think it's like basically almost 100% accurate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, cool, all right. Because I read somewhere that
Freaks. I mean, I trust Freak. Freak
yeah.
is a good friend.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I use it all the time. It's great. So you can see like if you're looking for a specific part, the beat, if you're gonna get a beast or a lizard, and the percentages, and if you're for your aesthetics, you can see what color they're gonna come out, and the different patterns and stuff. Really cool tool. And this one actually just came out yesterday, I think somebody built, which is really awesome. It's so helpful. I've already used it like 5 times.
Nice. This thing is gonna go viral.
Yeah. Holy Axie Live, Axie.live. So what it is, it basically just gives you all the actions that you can do with Axie that cost gas and your different breakdowns, fast, rapid, fast, medium, slow. gas is ridiculously expensive, cheap right now. I'll see you later. I gotta go breed some stuff.
Oh, damn.
Holy shit. See you later.
I'm gonna make an announcement.
Yeah. Holy crap, so cheap. Let's see, to breed. It's only 42 bucks right now. Wow. Under 100 bucks for a breed. That's amazing. Buy on OpenSea, 1984. And most of this stuff, right? Because you're not trading, you can do the slow gas and it'll go through, right? You don't need to do a rapid for almost anything in Axie, I don't think, unless you're buying tokens off of Uniswap maybe during a pump. But most of the times you can get away with slow gas for almost everything on this list. That sync SLP, that's a pain in the butt, hey?
Yeah.
With the scholarship, like, if you're only talking, a couple thousand SLP and you're paying, the gas is over 100, you're paying, almost half your prize to claim it. So this is another excellent tool built by the community. Just thought I'd shed light on it.
Guys, just quickly, I have a crypto meetup here, and a number of the guys that are involved there own various elements of the game, and was definitely some confusion around Loom, Ronin, what has just gone down. Could you guys just talk us through that? Because I know for a fact, I mean, I think of the actually about half the guys at the crypto meetup the other night were a bit confused on that front. So can we maybe just give some clarity around what has happened there?
Yeah, so what was the confusion around? So basically we used to use Loom, but Loom basically said that they're shutting down the product and the project, right? So it's kind of like, an exit scam, I would say, in terms of like, basically just pivoting everyone from the team. Everyone from the team leaving. The CEO is now doing like tax evasion videos or something. So yeah, Loom was basically a huge failure, but it worked. Like it worked for a little bit. So now, we're never going to trust anyone else with our layer 2 infrastructure ever again. So we're basically building our own layer 2, its own sidechain. And yeah, it's built for NFTs, it's built for Axie, and that's basically how it works. So right now, if you want to trade on it, it's gas free. All you have to do is, you download the Ronin wallet and you transfer deposit ETH to Ronin, through the dashboard. And then, yeah, once it's over there, I think we have almost $1 million deposited on Ronin already. We processed the largest NFT sale of all time on Ronin, $1.5 million for 9 plots. Actually, it's been superseded by Beeple, right? But yeah, it's the largest NFT gaming asset sale of all time. Maybe the largest game asset sale of all time is, more interesting way to put it. So,
I have a question about Ronin. Like a lot of the scholarships, they have multiple accounts, but the Ronin wallet doesn't allow for multi accounts yet. And I know Psycho Alexander, he mentioned that it's coming, so that's not a problem. But I have land that's still on Loom because I couldn't get it off because of the no multi-account thing. Is that what's going to happen to that? I guess it's okay, right? It's not going to get incinerated or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Okay, good. I just wanted
it's not like it might be a little bit complicated, but it's gonna be okay.
Just the way that it's worded a little, like it's not.
You can DM me about it. You can DM me about it, or post in the support channel or whatever, and we can figure it out.
Yep, nice, cool. But I did get one off, and I got my free little spaceship. That looks cool.
Excellent. So, how many exactly how many Axies have you got now, Mr. Gonzo?
Well, there's the 3 hard forking scholars and my 8, so 11 times 3, 33 plus 120, so 155.
That's amazing, man.
And it would be a lot more if gas was anywhere reasonable for the last 3 months. It would be a lot more.
What do you think the breeding fee should be like on Ronin? Because obviously once we go on Ronin, there's going to be no like gas, right?
Yeah, I think
so I've heard different things. Some people want the breeding fee to be increased so that, what I'm saying, it kind of.
I would be into that. Sure. I think it's okay. I mean, if there's no Ethereum cost, I would jack up the SLP price. You know, it encourages more
So
playing.
jack up the SLP price, also maybe the base fee.
The base fee, you mean what do you
Like,
mean?
so right now it costs 0.005 ETH, right?
Oh, right, yeah,
Plus
yeah, yeah, yeah.
plus
Right,
SLP.
right. But that would
So
be
I was thinking
paid
like maybe 0.008
relevant.
ETH.
Okay.
It could actually, the transaction should be payable in any ERC20. So that could be wrap ETH, AXS, right?
SLP.
DAI, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's
because that
one.
would be cool if you could pay for the breeding, like the transaction cost with SLP. And
Yeah, so basically this is a feature of layer 2 and side chains that is important, is being able to pay gas costs or being able to pay any fee abstract, like in basically an abstracted swap that allows you to basically use an ERC20 to pay gas.
Nice. Yeah, because that's another hindrance too, right? Like you have these scholarship accounts and you generally don't keep ETH in there, but to claim and to send tokens, you got to put a bunch of gas in there, and it's just like, yeah, not the most convenient thing going on. But oh, that's interesting. Cool. Yeah, you know, for the breeding, I've been thinking about it a lot, like what's going to happen once one actually does come around. Like you're saying, the supply is definitely going to pump, but at the same time, if you've got these free to play versions now where people can play without having to buy, the demand is going to go up because there's so many people that would get into it. Even if, you know, they're free to play, they're still going to get hooked and they're going to upgrade.
Yeah.
They're going to get their own, right?
And it's just marketing, right? It's like we can basically do marketing, right? Yeah. It's like, it's free marketing.
Yeah.
Allow people to play your game for nothing, you know, with little or no effect on the economy, right?
Yeah.
Aside from, okay, like there are now going to be way more people interested in playing Axie because there are a lot of people who are more skeptical, right? It's like, I think right now, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna bring in like the IQ curve thing, but no. What I'll say is, yeah, like there are a lot of people who are just kind of like skeptical, like how can you earn money by playing a game? This sounds too good to be true. Blah 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 blah. Right? So these people, they need to actually just play the game and see that it's fun, and that earning is just, you know, another layer on top of it before they actually play. So I would say right now, like there's kind of like, you know, there are kind of crypto like, you know, evangelists who really understand the ethos of this movement, and then there are, you know, play to earners who are just, yeah, they're like, oh, like my friend did it, okay, I can do it, right? Like, yeah, I think those are the two main user archetypes at the moment.
Super cool, super cool. How's the chat looking? We got any questions?
We're actually our co-host that's meant to be on with here is just heckling me. So get back to your wedding, Stefano. Or ask a decent question. He says hi, Jo. I'm sure he was very excited to be on this chat, but forgot about a wedding. So he's trolling in the chat. Our first troll is actually one of our hosts. Well done.
Here's
give
one.
Something to Rolling Boy. We need to give something to Rolling Boy. Rolling Boy is one of my favorite people in the world.
Oh yeah, nice. He's a strong community member.
He's just an amazing person. He makes like really funny videos, and he's just like he's just an awesome guy.
Hey, there's a question here, Jo, about when will another land sale be? And you had some interesting takes on that. I read on Twitter. You were talking about it with somebody, but the question is just, is there, when in the pipeline, 4th, 5th, 6th maybe, is the next land sale?
Yeah, that's in the pipeline. I would say it wouldn't come until after land gameplay is released.
Okay, nice. That looks good. You're gonna have way more options for farming, right? Mining, it seems like. Just having your access.
Yeah. So basically,
resources.
The way to think of land is basically an MMO RTS, at least at the beginning, where basically you can harvest, build, battle, build a kingdom, form an alliance, battle each other over resource nodes, gain tokens, right? That's kind of like the first experience that we're thinking of building on top of land. Long term, like we also want land to be just kind of an open universe, an open metaverse, if you will, where you can just go around, hang out, talk to people. You know, there'll be many different mini games, right? Kind of like a open like carnival kind of a situation, a city with many different experiences that are just, some are just social, right? So that's kind of the way that we're thinking of it is like, okay, one, like we're going to build some core, like kind of like experience slash game that makes use of the land property system and structure. And then over time, we wanted to, migrate to something that's more of like a portal into many different experiences.
Yeah,
lots of chat about the land in the chat box at the moment, guys. Do you want to address some of that?
for me, I didn't play much
Yeah, I
gaming.
mean, people are so hyped for land, right? There are like institutions that are coming into land, like people are trying to basically take the land market private, which I think is interesting. Yeah, like these big guilds, these big scholars, YGG for one bought a bunch of land, and then Blackpool, which is also like an NFT fund with its own scholar program, they came in and bought up land for their ecosystem for their guild, right? So what we're seeing is the rise of guilds that actually have a guild bank that's actually made of real crypto. And yeah, these are forces to be reckoned with. They're front running, like there are all these like suit and tie, like buttoned up, like, I don't know, annoying VCs that are in Clubhouse, like trying to learn about NFTs when they're getting actually front run. They're actually getting front run by like, OGs that now have armies of users, with them. So yeah, it's amazing to see. Any serious NFT fund, has exposure to Axie either through AXS, through Sky Mavis, equity, through land, through Mystic Axies, right? We're seeing Delphi Digital came in and bought Mystic Axies. So yeah, I think if someone knows about NFTs, like they're going hard in the Axie ecosystem.
I had like my background is like animation and design and doing work for commercial jobs, video games, commercials, and TV. And I had a video game company that's actually quite big. They're like, it's just a friend of a friend, and he was like, "Hey man, check this out." And he sends me this huge document, and it looked like some kind of agency, but it was all about like NFTs and crypto and what are avatars and the wave of the future and all this kind of stuff. So he's like, "Man, we got to go for some beers and you got to help me with this." So you're seeing like these very traditional, gaming obviously, but switching over, and they're trying to get a foothold now. They're like, "What's happening? How do we get in? How do we get in?"
Introduce me to them.
Yeah,
like all of these games should, if they're good, if these guys are good, they should be building on Ronin. I mean, we should be helping them.
Yeah, for sure I will. I meet him for beer next week here, and because what happened is we were at a birthday party about a month ago, and he's like, we're just talking about what we're doing, and I was telling him about my scholarship program, right? Because they're all mobile gaming, and it's like, yeah, like there's a mobile game. I own these little monsters. Yeah. And I have these monsters, and now I have scholarships. I have people all over the country or all over the world playing for me. We split the profits, and he's like, whoa, you could see his like, ding, the ideas going off, right? So yes,
let's give an Axie to a live viewer, people.
That's what
GameLoft is actually founded by someone from Ubisoft, or the Ubisoft co-founder. So probably he's watching, NFTs because of everything that Ubisoft is doing in the space as well. And
yeah, Mark Cuban's done his bit to sort of ignite the whole NFT space.
Wow, hey, that's cool. As well. Did you see that, J-Ho? Mark Cuban bought Mintable. Mintable was like a new NFT marketplace. We had them on here and review them. And their approach was to make it look more like Amazon, like an Amazon or an eBay store, less like a crypto store. So like all kinds of, buyer seller interaction, messaging, more marketing, all the tools that you're used to with like eBay. So Mark Cuban got in there and he loved it, and he bought them. Like it seemed like weeks, like from when he was like, "Oh, I'm into NFTs," and now he's like buying marketplaces and going all in and shilling everything and accepting Doge for Dallas Mavericks games. That's crazy.
Yeah, let's give away an Axie, guys, because we've still got two more prizes to give away. Now, this is it's a little bit budget, but I've written down all the names in the chat here. So starting top left, one through I believe it's 50 I've got down at the moment. Let's give away a prize quickly. Screen share, number generator. Generate. Number 12.
Oh, who got it? Who got it?
Number 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is Risty Plum.
Risty
But
Plum.
you've got to be in the chat. So if Risty Plum is still here, you're a winner. But if you're not, we're going to do it again. So let's have a look. Are they still here?
Here, let me follow.
Is Risty Plum still here?
Do we see him? Do we see him?
Say hello, Risty Plum, if you're here. They are.
Oh, nice.
They won.
Let's see. Check it out. Here is your new Axie. Got a funny little name for him. Horny Beelzebub. Hope she gets a good home.
Risty Plum. Where are you from, Risty Plum? Let us know.
So a little bug Axie. It's not bad. It's pretty decent. This card here, mint, totally underrated. Free defense. And clears debuffs. Pretty good little beast weapons. So it's not a bad little utility mech. Or mech. Axie.
Cool. Hey, Risty Plum,
address.
can you just let us know? Can you go to the Discord so we can sort out the prize for you? Australian. Bloody hell. Okay.
G'day, mate.
G'day. Well done, Risty Plum. Now, if you haven't hit the like button, do that for us, people, so we can let a few other people know we're here. But well done, Risty Plum.
How you looking for
So,
time?
Jiho, where are you based? You're back in Vietnam now, are you?
I'm in the Maldives right now. But
On the visa run.
Yeah, but I've been in Korea. I was in America. Yeah, I think Vietnam doesn't have flights right now. But maybe hopefully soon.
Mm.
Are you
Yes,
vaccinated? How are you able to travel around so much? Or are you just avoiding the quarantines?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no quarantine here in Maldives. That's why I came here.
Right. Because I have some friends that are like even working locally in Thailand, and they've got the crazy tracking apps and you got to sign in and all that shit. So I can imagine what it's going to be like once everything opens up again and you can fully travel.
Yeah, it's not like that here. Like I'm just on an island and it's chill and everyone's having a good time. And, you barely have to wear a mask. So.
Yeah,
it's a good thing because for me, like I actually get really bad sleep, like insomnia, if I don't get enough sun. So it's important for me actually to get a lot of sun. I realized. So I've been sleeping, at early without like staying up all night and stuff. So it's been good. Been more productive here.
Get your dose of happy vitamin E, for sure.
D,
E, C, E. Oh, E. Whoops, that's the wrong happy pills. Those are the ones I did when I was younger.
Okay. Excellent. So we've got one more prize to give away before we finish up today, people. But any questions from the chat room for Jiho? Well, we got him here. Please let us know. Jordan, anything else from yourself at this point? Sorry, we have given away the SLP, people. I'm just looking in the chat. That went to a Twitter follower. We've also given away a scholarship.
We just got to do the 50 AXS, right?
Correct. That's what is still on offer. Who wants it?
There was a question about, is there any deflationary mechanisms in tokens? I know there already is in SLP, right? It's minted when you win and it's burnt when you breed. But there was just a question about if there's any mechanics for deflationary aspects later on coming in.
Yeah. So basically, deflation and distribution are basically the same thing. Deflation. So basically, if you burn a token, that benefits all holders equally. But if you do a distribution of rewards to only stakers, that actually benefits people who are staking, right? So basically, when we looked at it, we kind of came to the conclusion that, yeah, sending a reward to stakers is much better than just burning the token, right? I mean, you can also have both, right? Like Ethereum will have distribution to stakers from transaction fees, as well as now burning through EIP 1559. That will basically also lead Ethereum to be, a token that if you hold it, you get rewards, right? It's like basically dividends, but then also the supply is going down over time. So like it's going to have negative inflation, like starting, right? The supply of Ethereum or the supply of ETH will start to go down this, I would say September or August.
Didn't it just pass that in July, Stefan?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, with the London upgrade, they just said that EIP 1559, which is basically burning of the transaction fee or burning of the base fee, that's going to happen, and it's going to blow people's minds.
Get them 32 ETHs, people, get them.
So
Cami,
yeah. Anyways,
Cami
yeah.
Sama asked you, Jiho, do you have a favorite NFT artist or other NFT projects that you like?
I'll just say what I own. Like I own B20, which is Beeple's thing. I like all Axie art, so even if it's not good, but if it makes me laugh, I'll buy it sometimes. Yeah, so I don't know. I own Beeple through the B20.
That's cool, right? It's like an NFT index fund for art.
Yeah, so I guess there's other stuff in there as well. So that's my preference for art. Yeah, so that's kind of how
Axie people can't go wrong there.
Mathematic asks, do Axies, the in-game monsters, gain any value just by time passing and hodling them, or do they need to be played with to gain stats and therefore value?
I think both. I mean, Mystic Axies, right? It's like you don't need to use them. Mystic Axies, Origin Axies, there are like basically very highly collectible Axies. And it's like, I mean, all Axies basically have gone up over time in value so far. I don't think that will be the case with normal Axies, like, past a certain ID in the future. It's more like those Axies will need to be used. But so far, I mean, like all Axies, there are not that many Axies, right? It's like we have around 35,000 people who play, or 35,000 people who own Axies, and there's only like 200,000 Axies. That's only like, 6 Axies per person. It used to be like there were basically around 30 Axies available per person, kind of in the proportion. But the supply of the user growth has greatly outpaced the population growth, right? You can have 200% inflation, but if the player base is going up by 700% a year, which just happened, then there's more demand than there is supply. So
Okay.
Can I ask you for a bit of like gameplay alpha? What are like some of the least common, most coveted cards?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the cards, like, I wouldn't say that there are any rare cards, right? There are rare skins, right? Like mystic parts.
Yeah.
Like if a card is rare, it might mean that it's not strong. Like, I think like Croc is really rare and also kind of good. Might need to be a little bit better.
I've never really seen that one around.
Yeah, there are certain body parts that are really rare because of the way that they're introduced. But there are ways, for them to become really common if, they're really useful. For example, like leaf bug, right, is pretty common now, but it actually, like the way that it was introduced was, it was really rare for a long time.
Oh, okay. Cool. What was the other? Had one right there. Flew away. What else we got here?
Okay. Any more questions, people?
Oh, yeah, that was it. Like there's those like the yaks, right? And then there's this new one I started seeing. It's like smaller, but it's got like a tight afro instead of like the fuzzy. Is there plans? Are you guys gonna do more of that? Because that happened earlier before I started, right? You had the Mio and the like breeding events. Is there any more plans for that?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think that's a fun part of the future. Yeah, breeding events, but also like upgrade events, right? It's like if you upgrade to a certain part, it's like that upgrade is only doable over a certain amount of time. So yeah, that's something that we're talking about internally now. It's like we need to we might add space to the gene structure when we upgrade Axies for Ronin, if that makes sense. So,
The recessive genes.
yeah, something like that.
The superstar power up. Cool. I think do we give everything away, Sean?
No, we've still got the the AXS, the 50 AXS to give away.
Okay. This is another live one.
This is a live one. This
Okay.
is a live one. We could give it away to the best question or comment, or should we just do another random number? What do you think, people?
What do you think, J-Ho?
Yeah, let's do a random number.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win.
Where we go. So 50AX is coming up for.
This guy's making fun of all my tabs open. He's like 500 tabs open. That's good right now. I cleared a bunch of them
Number
up.
17. Let's have a look who that is. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It is a Rifat Ahmed. Rifat Ahmed. Are you still here? You need to be live with us to win. Let's check that out. If I can find the right tab. Is Rifat still here? Can anyone see that?
How to be lucky. Rodolfo. Delgado.
Rifat, say something in the chat if you're still here. Otherwise, it's going to someone else. He may have left.
Come on, buddy.
Looks like he's gone. We'll give him a couple of minutes. I think he's gone. So that prize is still on the table, people. Not Rifat Hamed. RIFAT HAMOD. No, it looks like he's gone.
So you got any big events coming up, J-Ho? Once the visa's done?
For me, no, I'm just working, man. We're getting ready for V2, marketplace upgrade, staking. So there's a lot of work to be done, man. Like there's just more and more work. We need to hire, expand out the team a lot. I'm trying to double or triple the team size. So.
I'm working with Nathan there on that doco, right?
Oh.
Doing a little bit of animation for their opening. So that's
dude, mind blowing, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting little thing. That's coming out soon, he said, right? The next week or so. And it's about play to earn in the Philippines, a documentary, which is kind of cool. If there's already documentaries about Axie, right? Still in beta, documentary number 1.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a leak.
That's okay. Yeah. No, Refat's not here, guys. So I'm going to pick another random number. I'm 33.
Sean, you got a screen share, bud. Sean, you got to screen share it.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh. Unfortunately, Jordan, I'm doing this a bit budget. I've got all the names written down on a bit of paper, which isn't exactly highly professional. So
hold it up. Let's see.
One moment. Screen share. We need Stefano back. He is good for some things.
Oh, ouch!
Where's Stefano? Where is he? Like he didn't want to show his face.
Yeah,
he's been trolling in the chat box. He forgot he had a wedding today. So.
Here's a good question: who will make the first Axie song, Soldier Boy or Tyga?
Dude, there are many Axie songs. If you search on YouTube, like there are like 5 raps. There's a freaking musical.
Oh, nice.
Check out like Axie Infinity, the musical. Like that's amazing.
Really? Okay. Nice. Yeah. Of course, like music. Of course.
Okay. 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a difficult one.
It's you?
No, it's not me. But I mean, it was number 26. I will post a picture of this so you can see nothing untoward's going on. But number 26 is actually It's Jazzy Rockers again.
What?
The person who
Wow.
we gave the scholarship to.
Wow, lucky girl today. Holy crap. Do
I will put a picture of this up, people. It is numbered, so you can see that's it's all done extremely fairly. But yeah, I mean,
maybe
yeah.
can we maybe give her a choice to pick one or the other, and then, or what do you think?
I think lucky is just lucky, man.
Okay, cool. If you guys are cool with that. Lucky is lucky. Wow, somebody just became Axie for life.
Yeah, she's come away with a scholarship team and 50 AXS tokens. So pretty damn good day for Jazzy.
That's a
well
good
done.
starter pack. Wow, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, and as I say, people, I'm sorry this is a bit budget. It should be on a spreadsheet, but I will post a picture of this. You can see the numbers. You saw the draw. I'll put that in the Discord, so there's nothing, no favoritism or anything like that going on. I know none of these people apart from Stefano, our host, who's been trolling me in the box. So,
can everybody follow my channel too?
Sorry?
Can everybody follow my YouTube channel? It's a new thing that I'm doing. I have my own channel.
Awesome.
You want to put the link in the chat?
Type it into the chat box there.
We can put it in the after show notes as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
What's it called?
This is my channel.
Oh, there's a quest for another giveaway for J-Ho's keys. I don't think so. Good try though. Nice. Cool. I mean, maybe time to wrap her up or what? How you doing for time? Feeling good?
I think so. We're see if there's any more questions. Gio, you've got your channel on there. I'll stick it in the show notes for you as well. So any other sort of?
I got one here. There's an interesting one. Maker DAO received 300K AXS yesterday from Axie Infinity. Please ask why.
Yeah, so there was a private sale of AXS, right, that happened, a long time ago. It was already like discussed and made public. So yeah, they
sponsored a season too, right?
Yeah, so basically like MakerDAO are investors in Axie. They didn't want to publicize it too much back then, but now it's kind of like the cat is out of the bag, and I'd rather just address it.
How are they doing that though? Because obviously MakerDAO is a foundation. I think there's sort of 80 odd people in that foundation, but obviously the whole thing with MakerDAO is that it's truly decentralized, not owned by anyone. So how are they? Sorry,
we just got word here from Jazzy. She says, please give the access to others.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's extremely generous.
Yeah,
very good person.
Yeah, wow. More brownie points. Amazing.
Absolutely. That's very cool of you, Jazzy.
Sorry, I disrupted you guys' talk there about MakerDAO, and Sean was asking about foundation, right?
It's actually a project I really love. Yeah, that's something that I have very little understanding of. So yeah.
Oh, it's a great project actually. I interviewed somebody from she was Argentinian. She was telling me about the amount of people in South America at the moment that are onboarding there. So they're using their local fiat currencies to come into into that ecosystem. But they're effectively buying DAI, which is a stable coin pegged to the dollar, but it's not like USD or USDT. Backed by fiat in a bank account, as DAI is obviously created by people, putting in loans into the MakerDAO system. You then sort of take out 50% of the collateral in a DAI token. But the interesting thing from this conversation, it wasn't about people sort of doing crypto loans. It was more the influx of people that are leaving the traditional fiat system swapping their local currencies for DAI, which is a pure crypto that can then be used, across a multitude of platforms. That was really amazing, actually. I mean, Axie and MakerDAO are actually two of my really big favorites in this space. I think both projects are just doing awesome things. Okay, Jazzy, you are a superstar, so I guess we're going to do another random number here. As you can tell, people, I'm not great at.
There's an interesting story about
this
DAI
bookkeeping stuff
and its use case. Remember our interview with John McAfee, Sean?
Yep.
That was his 2 coins that he actually only bought and used were Monero and DAI.
Oh, okay. Yeah, DAI's fantastic. It's an amazing project.
There's just news today that McAfee is getting indicted for market manipulation, and the SEC is totally cracking down on him now for his coins of the week there.
Really?
Yeah. The next level of the saga in old John's life.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Share screen.
Sorry, guys.
Jazzy, superstar.
Absolutely. I'm glad you won that first prize, Jazzy. You're obviously a very cool person. Okay. I think I've finally got this organized. Sorry for the delay here, people. Right, random number. Let's see if they're still in the chat. 21. 21. Let me just hold it up for you. 21 is Sean London. Sean London, are you still here? Because I noticed some people have left. Let's have a look. Sean London. Looks like he might have gone. Has he gone?
Where are you, bro? Where are you? Scroll back. How far back is he?
He was. I think he was. Well, we'll give him a minute. No.
Sean's John McAfee is the guy behind. Damn it! I ain't ever leaving. London calling. Exactly.
Okay. Sean London's gone. Sorry, Sean. We're going to pick someone else. Generate number 38. Okay. 1 second. 38. Really screen share here.
NFT party. Let's see what else we got here.
Sorry, boys. I'm opening a million screens to get it on the. Okay, 38 is our new randomly generated number.
Who got it? Who got it?
I'll hold it up. As I say, I'll post this bit of paper. 38 is Scott Harvey. Is Scott Harvey still here?
Oh, he got the fake out earlier. Now we got the real prize. That's hilarious.
Oh, true.
The double Scots with the 50 AX.
But has he left? Is he still here? If not, we're just going to give it to Jazzy, I've decided.
Oh, he's still here. I see him recently. Should still be here. Step up, Scott. You won. Dude, where you at?
Looks like he's gone too.
No, I saw his name in here quite well recently, but maybe.
Well, we'll give him a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Double Scott madness from Scott Myers. Scott Harvey may have gone. Well, we'll give him a minute.
Yeah, he was mad about
so,
the fake out. Exactly.
What's that?
He was mad about the fake out, so he left. Fuck these guys toying with my emotions.
Or, you know what? I say we give it to Jazzy, and she can just she can nominate one of her friends. She's been so active.
That's a good idea. She can do her own giveaway.
You do your own giveaway, Jazzy.
Half and half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like your generous attitude. So we're gonna give it to you, and you can just nominate somebody in the Discord. I've seen you chatting away to plenty of people in there. So you let us know who you want us to give it to. It's up to you.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good idea. Good idea. All right, lad, what do you think?
So yeah, I think we're nearly ready to wrap up. I'd like to obviously thank Jiho for joining us. I'm trying to think. I think this is the third time you've joined us. You can have us on your YouTube channel next.
Yeah, let's do it. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I actually have a question. Like, what should I name my channel? I have a couple of different options, right? There's
You're gonna get feedback here in a second.
NFT time. That's kind of like tea time, right? NFT time. I don't know. It's kind of catchy, kind of simple. I think it works. I also have non-fungible nation, non-fungible Jiho. People that was funny. Yeah. So and something like that. So what do you guys think? I was thinking like maybe just NFT time.
What about non-fungiho?
Oh,
I would throw it over to your audience on Twitter and do a prize for whoever comes up with.
Yeah, I did that, and that's actually how I got these names.
Oh, okay. These are the finalists.
Kind of, yeah.
Right.
Non-fungible nation. Non-fungible nation was another one.
Fungiho. I like that. Non-fungiho.
But then it's kind of like non-fun. I'm not fun. Non-fungiho.
Non-fungible nation's pretty cool because you could create quite a cool image to go with that sort of thing.
Non-fungible nation. I think that's cool, right?
You don't want it to be Axie specific.
I don't want it to be Axie specific because I want to, right? Like if I just make videos only about Axie, it's just kind of like I'm preaching to the choir, right? What I want to do is, I'm also like, I consider myself one of the best NFT traders, investors of all time. It's like a self-given title. So I also like to talk about different projects and
CryptoKitties, right?
Expand my audience. Yeah, that's how I got into the space. Was just as a player, as a user. So
Nifty Jiho.
How do you sort of see the NFT space playing out over the next, say, 12 months? I mean, there's a lot of action at the moment. Talk us through what you think the evolution will be in the next 12 months.
Yeah, in 12 months. I mean, I think right now a lot of people are coming in, like a lot of creators are coming in, like to art and collectibles, right? So it's like I think art and collectibles will kind of get a little bit oversaturated, and there's going to be a flight to quality there. That's why I mainly only like mess with Beeple or whatever. But then I also see it's also happening where there's people are learning about that, then they're like, okay, what's next? What's bigger? What's the next leap? That's blockchain gaming. So that's people are already starting to find out actually because of that process. There are many people who they get in because they are learning about art, they're learning about NBA Top Shot. None of these are games. None of the those are collectibles. There are a lot of people who went through that same experience as us, where they see NFTs, they're like, oh, this would be sick as a game. Okay, they search, what are the games out there? Oh, it's only Axie. Only Axie has a community. Only Axie has traction. Only Axie has these compelling gameplay loops, real play to earn. So I think all attention around NFTs eventually causes new player flows to Axie. So I think it's going to be good, man. That's my prediction. In terms of projects that I'm looking at, I like generalized NFT infrastructure. I did really well with NFTX, because I just it feeds off of punk hype, it feeds off of Axie hype, it feeds off of very generalized NFT hype. I think otherwise, I'm very picky with what, I've only bought into very few number of NFT projects, CryptoKitties, then Axie, and NBA Top Shot, Hashmas, and then Beeple. Those are the only things that I've ever bought, thinking that unless I just thought something as a donation or something as, just trying to have a little fun.
Have you heard
Did we touch on it before about that Banksy getting burnt and turned into an NFT?
Did you hear about that?
Banksy, what?
Banksy burnt Banksy. So they took an actual physical bank piece, burnt it, and then put it onto the blockchain as an NFT. I'm not sure what the point is to burning the real thing is, though. But
I think that's just super cool and could actually be something that catches on here. So the actual physical piece of art they destroyed. So it was a very, very valuable piece. It was turned into a digital piece, one of a kind. So bang, there you go. I mean, I think you touched on it before. It's that whole thing of there's got to be that scarcity. These creators can't just churn shit out, which I think we're seeing a little bit too much of. Sort of my high level view of that. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool innovation. I mean, Banksy's one of the more famous artists out there, and to literally just destroy one of his pieces of art, turn it into an NFT, I thought was a really cool first of a kind in the space. I'm sure we're probably going to see a bit more of that, actually.
So you're in Top Shot, eh, Jiho?
Yeah, I just put in $500 and it turned into like 40K or whatever. But I can't actually withdraw. So
you can't access it.
Yeah, I mean, they have like problems with the withdrawal process.
I was gonna.
I assume that it's gonna be okay, right? So,
that's where I was going with this. That was like the FUD that's kind of circulating a little bit, right? That you've got all this like, oh, it's worth so much, but it's totally liquid and you can't access it because the withdrawal rates are so low, and something about who owns it. I guess it's totally centralized. So for every innovation, there's a couple scams in there. Not saying that it's a scam, but you're definitely going to see that happen in the NFT market. It's already happening.
What other platforms should sort of newbies be aware of in the NFT space, guys, that you like to save people time? Where would they go?
Axie Infinity Marketplace,
obviously.
OpenSea, Mintable, Rareable. Those are the ones that I use. Super Rare is really good for art, keeping track of artists. They do all kinds of cool drops and stuff. Yeah, those would be my ones that I pick and use.
Cool. Any other platforms or projects you want to give a quick shout out to, Jiho, before we go?
I mean, I just want to give a shout out to the Axie community. There's so many people doing amazing things. DW, launched the Axie.live. That Cuckoo. Congrats to YGG on everything that they just made big news. They were on VentureBeat. They raised a small seed round, and basically, yeah, that was amazing. We have so many people on Twitter that just help to spread the word. Or is one of my favorites. I call him Speaker of the House. We just have so many amazing people. So yeah, what I'll say too is if you're watching this, listening in, and you want to learn more about Axie, you might be a little bit skeptical. Like that's a good thing. That's okay. It's good to be skeptical. What I'll say is, come hang out in the Discord, discord.gg/Axie. See for yourself if it's a movement, if it's a group of people that you want to be associated with, and then take things one step by step from there. Because this is a 10-year revolution. We're not going anywhere. There's time. Don't make hasty decisions. And it's always best to approach NFTs from a people perspective, right? You can start playing Axie right now without doing anything by just getting to know members of the community. So yeah.
Yep. It's an amazing project. I feel very blessed to have been introduced to it so early to really see it grow. And my God, it's growing fast. So, Jiho, thank you so much for your time today. We really enjoyed talking with you, and thank you to everyone that's come along in the live stream, and to anyone watching this show now. There's links below if you're just finding this content. Lots of walkthroughs. We'll put the links to the Axie Discord, to your YouTube channel as well. Jiho, look forward to checking that out. And Mr. Gonzo, I'll leave you with the parting comments.
All right. There's a funny quote in the chat there. the whole world is aping into NFTs, and here we are sitting on our Axies. Like that's a good way to look at it. Only going up, baby. Bring on the growth. Everybody's doing well. It's fun. Like, what else do you want? Like you can have fun and make a living, make some money, have, and totally meet friends, build community, all this kind of stuff. It's great. Totally super excited. Thanks to Stefano for introducing me personally and Yusha. But yeah, this is great. Thanks for coming on, Jiho. And we hope we can see you again another time. The next big update when Ronin.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
When airdrop.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Much love. Thanks Johnny for doing so much for the community. Thanks John for making that spreadsheet and just being awesome and helping to promote the stream. It's Saturday. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break today.
Go jump in the water.
If that's possible. I'm gonna go in the water, chill a little bit, and hang out with my wife. So yeah, thanks so much for everyone who stopped by. Congrats to everyone who won something. If you watch the stream, want to know more about Axie, like I don't usually respond to DMs, but I'll try. So if you want to DM me in the Axie Discord or whatever, I already saw some really genuine people in the stream asking genuine questions, and I'm already, while we've been sitting here, I've been helping them get started. So I have like intense ADD, so I always have to be doing two things. So anyways,
Awesome.
yeah, much love, guys. I'm gonna go. But yeah.
Awesome.
Deficit syndrome.
Yep. Thanks very much, Jiho. An absolute pleasure, mate. You enjoy the rest of your day. And to the winners, congratulations. I will jump into the Discord now and we'll sort out your prizes for you. Well done. And thanks for watching, everyone.